A pleasant good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora, and elsewhere. Friends, I would like you to subscribe to my channel and press the bell so you will get the next updated video anytime I choose to sit down to speak to the Guyanese public. But I ask many other questions, and sometimes I will get the answer from foreigners. And said, George Correa, we have known you a long time. Your people in Guyana, they are stupid, corrupt, covetous, and racial. And these are foreigners who was in Guyana, walk around, hidden video, and came out. Mr. Correa, you'd be better off to go to Brazil, Suriname, French Guyana, Venezuela, where you will be accepted in a country that wears a multiracial affair, not in Guyana, a country that's still divided of black heritage as emancipators but not going back to Africa, and East Indian heritage, arrival, but they don't know if they have a visa or it run out. But to make all of that story long and short, where is justice? Is there any in Georgetown, Guyana? From 1966 to today, I want the PNC supporters to show me where is justice. Come on. And I want the PPP supporters to show me where is justice. Ladies and gentlemen, Guyana is a beautiful country with so many mineral resources and with 6 different nations. It is one of the greatest things to work with. But instead of that, we have a black man party, and I say how they say it, not me, a coolie man party. Well, I want to make it clear. I do not see a black party in Guyana, nor a coolie party. I see racial people are running in political parties as much as corrupt people in political parties. But what is amazing, why the 2 outsiders want to rule a country that don't belong to them? Because they say it, not me. How the hell can you be emancipated and want to take Guyana? Are you retarded? Do you need a psychiatrist? Do you understand the meaning of the word? Emancipation means freedom. And if you're free, then go back home. Because I know better than that. Those who was emancipated, the bones are lying in Guyana. So I ask you, my black brothers who talk about emancipation, and sisters, dig up the bones of your great-grandparents and put it in a nice casket. Ghana will accept it the way they accept the dead for many years that return to the dates of return in Ghana, Accra. I want you all to understand, you illiterate fools. You may have a little education, and you will have a lot of connection in the police station, ministers, because they're all effing corrupt. Judges, magistrate might be your party affiliates. Both sides I'm talking about, the Indian and the black. So I'm asking this question every time, and I know when I speak like this, for the uneducated and ignorant black people, you believe I hate you. No. For the stupid one in the Indian race, when I speak about the Indian behavior, some Indian friends will call me and say, Jas Correa, what you got against Indian? Come on, friend. If you believe in the God that I serve, call him Allah, Bhagwan, or God, there will be justice. What is too long is taking? Or maybe we can't understand a year might be a second to God. But for me and you, we want to see it in our eyes, before we depart. When you have a country ruled by two foreigners, like we was once ruled by the Dutch, but not we ancestors, the Amerindians. The British drove them out. You had the Spanish also tried to take away the El Dorado. If you read the story about Joan Martin, that the pave was covered with gold. That is why you have conflict with Venezuela. And the British are now Guyana and Venezuela. But that matter should have settled by Spain and England, not Venezuela and Guyana. Nor, we don't have a problem with Brazil, but where is Mountain Roraima? Does those 65 members of politicians in parliament know about the story? Find out who was Fernando and his brother Brazil. Find out what deal was made by the two disease. So Brazil have a part, you have a part. You hypocrites. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, what started me. I have an accident earlier today with my side paining me right now. But I will bear my pain to release to you a message that either open up your bloody eyes or your ears and let your racism throw in the corner and your day of arrival throw in the corner with your Indian mentality of your caste system. Because you came from caste system and the blacks came from tribal affair. It is not much of similarity or differences, as I might say, because tribes fight tribes, even on to today. In Africa, some tribe don't like the leader from another tribe, and that is how it is with you Indian. You don't like Muslim, Muslim don't like Christian and Hindu, and then the caste system, the rich don't mix with the poor, the lighter skinned Indian don't want to see the darker one. They use you as stooge, laborers, and exploit you. Even an ambassador of India was exploiting an Indian descendant in Manhattan when the US government had to step in. My friends, you Indian and black people, I urge you here today, as I sit here to address you, it is not because you are an Indian and a black woman or man campaigning to lead the country who have vision, inspiration, and can do good, you will not give them your vote because they are black people, African. You're illiterate, you're stupid. And if you are an Indian with the vision to prosperity, unity, equality, and justice, then the black should not deny you because you are an Indian. That is illiteracy. That is stupidity to the highest. The only way that created, because one is racial and one is very, very corrupt. And the 65 members of parliament control the country, whether they are ruling party or their opposition. A right judge or magistrate cannot practice their duty without an interference from a minister of both sides of the fence, especially when they are in power. So if you had taken Jesus, who would arise, Teddy Jagan, and burn him today, and accuse him for raping, they would have killed his ass. Faster than Pontius Pilate tried to defend him. Because coolie people, y'all are corrupt, vindictive, covetous, spiteful. Y'all will do everything to get rid of somebody because of jealousy. Y'all love the Obia man. But again, you the decent ones stand up. Same as the blacks. You have a lot of decent, honorable black people in Guyana. Loving, devoted, kind, I don't know what name to give them. Again, you have the garbage, the destructive element, the uneducated, the drug users and abusers, the rapists and the killer. And you also got them in the uniform, in the police force and the military. And you also got them in parliament with a three-piece suit, my friends. But when common corruption, you cannot stop the Indian race for that. That is a gift the Indians have from creation. They are very corrupt. But again, you have a lot of decent, honorable one amongst them who see the world for what it is and who believe in an invisible God and know that don't matter what you do, you shall pay for it in the end. Those educated Indians keep away from the slum Indian. I tell you here today, I was doing a little surveying between the two races as a child growing up. If you have 10 black people in your house, man and woman, and you put down your jewel, if anyone pick it up, the other 9 can intervene immediately. They might even want to beat her or kill him, if so be the case, because they believe that one fool could cause all of them to be accused wrongfully. But if you have 100 Indians in your house, and you put down your jewel, and I'll see who pick it up, you might get one who can speak up, and all 99 go jump on him until he shut his ass. This is the behavior of you Indian people. But you have good one amongst you. But you are very vindictive, corrupt, covetous, spiteful, and ungrateful. I am telling you here, again, I want to make it clear. Both sides have good and bad. In any race, there's good and bad. You have good European as white people. You got good Chinese as Chinese people. You got good African as Africans. You got good Indians as Indians. But you also have the filth. And that is what we are trying to polish. From 1966 to now, I want the learned gentlemen in Parliament and the courthouse to tell George Correa, if Guyana was granted independence, and if the real Guyanese get their country, Africa, ladies and gentlemen, is independent, ruled by Africanos, black people. China, ladies and gentlemen, is independent, ruled by Chinese people. Hong Kong was the last part to give up by the British, year 2000. Okay? And India is independent, ruled by Indians. But I want you all to understand this. If you believe in God, Bhagwan or Allah, what does it matter where you're from? Timbuktu, Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, Saudi Arabia, Israel, England, Jamaica, Trinidad, even Argentina. What does it matter if you believe that God created this world in 6 days and He made man in His own image and likeness? What does it matter to you, a fellow human being, man to man or woman to woman, to deny another man or woman the rights to live on the land that was created by a mighty God and not your godfather or your great-grandmother? He even created us, unless it's not true. And maybe you black people in Guyana and India know the truth. I would like you all to tell me. That is why I blame all the priests, from the imam, the pandit, to the English priest. But I must be honest. Guyana, you will never have justice because too much corruption. Bribe. You will kill Jesus if you bribe the judge. You will kill Muhammad if you bribe the magistrates. And if you bribe the police, they will give them both a cut ass before they take them in and even try to burn the prison with them inside. Because the police force have more criminals than them who got in jail today. But you have decent police, decent military personnel, decent civil servants who don't take shit. You have some good Indian lawyers who don't fall for bribe and corruption. Got a man And his children who are lawyers, they don't take shit. But many Guyana lawyers does not fight a case. They make a deal between the prosecutor to the judge or the magistrate. And I can prove to you what happened. But I want you all to know, nothing lasts forever. For what you do unto people, it shall come back to haunt you, and it will be back to you. Let me give you all a rundown. Idi Amin of Uganda drove out 750,000 Indians. I said 72 hours. Some Ugandans tell me it was 96 hours. So who knows it better than a man from his country? Because I'm associated with many African nations. And after he had done all these wrong things, he went to Saudi Arabia because he's a Muslim. He was a Muslim. He stole Uganda money. How long did he live? Here he died in Saudi Arabia. How do you know that the Saudis didn't kill his ass? Because no thief wants another thief next to them. No killer wants another killer next to them. Because if you could do it to your own, you could do it to their own. My friends, I'm only giving a little conversation. All right? Now you tell me, you, the people of Guyana, the two major races, I'm not addressing the Portuguese and Chinese, because they are out of the equation. Especially when some black women at the market, what was on Facebook, when David Granger was president. China just gave motorcycle, car, outfit for police with cameras, and 3 or 4 black women insulted Chinese national who park on minibus where many other cars and minibus was parked. But because they were black people, nobody say nothing to them. But that one Chinese woman maybe have a restaurant. They run up and threaten her, point their finger into her face. They should have touched her. They should have touched her. If you black people think you're bad, y'all should have touched her. Or if you Indian think you're playing blind, y'all should have let that touch that woman. You hear? Because let me tell you, all won't be a minute for China. You hear what I'm telling you? The China today is not the China in 1960. They don't talk too much, but they act. All right? Certain things I would not broadcast here, because I have to be top secret. But if y'all know what y'all are playing with, I beg y'all, get education and open up your eyes to the truth and get wise. Stop your bullshit attacking people. But if I was David Granger and saw that what y'all have displayed, I didn't care if you was my daughter, my mother, I'd hang your ass. Insult the Chinese woman. What did Africa give to Guyana? But disease. What your ancestors brought out the land of Africa. Throw the disease all in the Caribbean. And out of the disease produced some great people. Great, great people. But you all want to hold on to what passed. I think your ancestor in Africa had a vision. Instead of killing y'all, they sell y'all to the white man. And the white man was so stupid, he buy disease and bring it. But again, I have to apologize to that. Maybe he's smart because he didn't take it to England. He bring it to the Caribbean and Guyana and Trinidad and other places. All right? But he still make sure you have an education. He make sure you had a scholarship. Today you have pilots and doctors and scientists and great musicians, and you are still cursing him. What an ungratefulness. But praising El Selassie, a man who killing out the people in Ethiopia, and all the rest. And they turn back and say, he's David's grandson. Well, I wouldn't have liked to know if he was his son. Because David wasn't better. Because David, you all are holding on, the prophet, he wasn't better. Because David sent his best friend to die in front of the military so he could screw his wife. And that's the man you are saying so great? Huh? Imagine, that's your Bible, not me. David sent his best friend to get killed so he could, and I'm going to give it for a later on, so he could F his wife. Because he saw the woman bathing and he lost over what? Something between she leg flesh, 3 ounces, maybe 6 inches long, 9 inches depth, of how she could have taken it, I don't know. That is what he sent a man, his best friend in the military, who was fighting alongside of him, to be killed, to make sure he don't come back after screwing the man's wife, because he was the king of Israel, right? And you're praising Selassie. Same Selassie is the grandson of David. He was a friggin' disease. He came from a line of sickness. Maybe David didn't need psychiatrists if he were living today. But we're not going to touch all of them historical events, because you almost know the truth. Okay? And since going to that, you Muslim who are Indian most, because non-Indian Muslim is better than a black Muslim. And one thing I congratulate black people for, you believe in God. You will die for him. You will even sell out everything to follow him. Like a black African I saw on Facebook. He won't go to Mecca, the land of Prophet Muhammad, the most corrupt Arab place on the face of the great earth. He want to go there to Mecca. He sold his property only to go to Mecca to walk around the Kaaba and throw stone for the devil. I think he was retarded. His family now is on the street of Africa. And when he went back, he may have to be on the street too. It was on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. The Lord didn't tell you to give up everything you got and follow him. He tell you to do good to your fellow human. And what you like for yourself, like for that one. Excuse me, provided it is good. But all you Muslims in Guyana, Trinidad, and elsewhere who got money, spending millions of dollars from whatever part of the world you are, or hundreds of thousands or thousands of dollars in US to go to Saudi Arabia, to Hajj, when your next door neighbor have no food. When children and old people are begging on the street, I think Allah would have rather you didn't go to Saudi Arabia and take care of those innocent children and poor people. You hypocrites. I call you all that. Let Allah sentence me. And you will see who he will sentence. Look what you all are doing in Guyana, both race. But the East Indian will never forget what happened to them in the 60s under Burnham government and before Burnham get into power. But they must know the truth. The CIA had interfered into that matter because Dr. Jagan did not mean to change from communism. He told Kennedy he could stop the clock, but he can't stop communism. Same time, Khrushchev, or what he named for Russia, was sending missiles into Cuba. And Kennedy called it said, turn them ship back. And if he didn't do it, it wouldn't have Cuba. You would have heard it was that. God would have blown it off the earth. Every man protect his backyard. Isn't you millionaire, you politician got cameras and still got gunmen with machine gun? Why y'all are doing that? Not to protect yourself? And for the things y'all are thieving and the corrupt people, y'all hurt so many innocent people? So y'all got to live in cage. Y'all are not free, man. I know a leader in an Arab country, he ride his horse in the street, nobody got. Go and touch him. The people will eat you faster than a Doberman. Go. I saw it in 60 minutes. I know I'm calling him before the rest of Arab go and kill him. Because jealousy running coolie people blood. And most Arab tell them, I tell you so, from Egypt to Saudi Arabia, right back to Libya, they got black blood in them and Indian blood in them. Tell them George Correa tell you that. And trace the silk trade. And if the Arab in Saudi Arabia happen to be Allah chosen people, then maybe that was the right why they were selling the prophets and slaving them. Isn't that right? Come on, you hypocrites. Answer to me. I want to know. I don't read the Quran. I don't read the Ramayana. Because if I pick up the Ramayana, I should realize I'm stupid because the mind of the book is already raw. It's not cooked. The book got a good name, Ramayana. Which means all you pandits and believers who hold it, y'all mind in mature yet. It still got to be on the burn. You got to keep cooking until it becomes maturity. And if you touch that and jump to the Vedas, well, I ain't able to look for y'all because y'all love to dodge and hide. I'm not here for people invade me neither. But you could turn it how you like. And for the Christian, telling people about Jesus and talking things and ask for 10%, all you hypocrites got your day coming. Why am I dealing with this? Because in every courthouse, there is a religious book where you have to raise your hand and swear on. Even your president got to raise his hand and swear that he honorably accept the job to do the duty and not to take side. And in the Arab continent, they rule with the Holy Quran, chopping out people's hand, beating and locking up women who don't want to wear that thing over the head. Okay? And really and truly, I don't think a man have a right to tell a woman how to dress. Did he ask his mother how she was dressing? Or did he undress his mother or grandmother? Hypocrites. If Allah had wanted you to wear that thing around your face, some of you would have born like sheep, goat, dog, wolf, animals. But Allah no difference. That bullshit thing that covered the face of the people created in Genghis Khan time. Because his mother was raped. That is why he was bitter against the rest, and they called themselves Mongolian and declare war. And every woman they used to rape, so he make a law that every woman in his country must wear that and dress properly so a man will not be tempted. But and also for the heat of the sun, of blistering of the body. But maybe y'all know it different. Now I won't take that from you. I'm just telling you my experience. I went there. I walk all Greece, all them places, okay? Egypt, Saudi Arabia, all right? And today, Mr. Ali, you're very close with Saudis. Where were Saudis where we didn't need a few gallon oil? It was not for Venezuela and was not for Trinidad, where we would have get oil from. Today, we got the most amount of oil in the world because America knows about that long time ago. That's why they didn't allow the Jews to come into Guyana. But I would have rather they brought the Jews there. I tell you the truth. The Palestinians would have still got their country. They wouldn't have got their house bulldozed. And you black people, you they try that shit with the Jews, like what you done to those Indians. They would have bulldozed Mackenzie, Wismar, Jonestown. Anyway, y'all are a big population. Y'all interfering with race that only care about money, but a revenge you economically. But if you deal with one like Genghis Khan and modern Israel, they will wipe you off the face of the earth. And if you mess with an Americans, white people, like what Japan do, you better go and ask them. If they didn't surrender, I would have got a Japanese daughter-in-law. Okay? So you bloody fools who think you're bad, go back and sleep. You are not. Y'all are just illiterate, ignorant, and that come about because y'all are misled. Y'all can do better. Since 1966, with a so-called independence given to the country, only two races want to rule it. If it's not black, it's a coolie, Indian. If not Indian, it's a black. Why? Why? That's not Africa and India. What happened to the native people, the indigenous? That is their country. Come on, Norton. Come on, Ali. Bharat. Come on. If God take y'all to heaven and give y'all a big piece of land like Guyana, will y'all kick him out and take it away? Answer me. Will y'all put the prophet them in chain because they are different color? Or because they don't support your religion or your party? They become your enemy? Y'all are not leaders. Y'all are criminals, modern day pirates. And y'all have the mind to tell people who right and who wrong. I saw on the diaspora in a message, they said Mr. Ali don't even know how to read. Imagine the president of Guyana, they say he don't know how to read. Yes, I will not say he didn't know to how to read or what to read. But maybe the place where he had his meeting or the conference, when he met with people who are real presidents, people who care about humanity, he get confused. So the word couldn't come out of his mouth. You see, God have many ways of exposing a hypocrite. Now, I'm not saying Mr. Ali is a hypocrite, but I got to be careful because you Indians don't speak good English, you turn it around. Like Mr. Narayan the mayor, all that he had said, I don't know why the president don't talk to me. Is it because I'm a Hindu and he's a Muslim? And immediately the police ain't got to carry out. Where are you black people in the police uniform? Y'all ain't got sense? Y'all uneducated? But let me tell y'all something. Everyone that y'all beat in the past and disappear, kill, lock them up, from magistrate to judge to prosecutor and police, the people who you do it to, the family, you know who do it. They gonna call y'all name. Y'all gonna get a wake-up call. Y'all gonna wish you didn't go to sleep. I'm telling you this. No crime shall go unpaid. And Guyana is a racial, bloody country and corrupt. Let me tell you how. If you are an Indian and you go before a black judge or magistrate, you're already guilty. Now you got to pay a corrupt lawyer to bribe a judge or a magistrate to set you free. But if you're black and you go before an Indian, just because you're black, you're also guilty. Why that have to be like that? Two political parties, all two was one at one time and they divide. Turn you all upside down. But again, the decent black people and Indian keeping away from this disease. Now, a man called me today and he said, Karaya, I was on a radio show. You didn't hear me? I said, in my time of my job, I don't have time for gossip. He said, well, I speak about that Bok woman, that Amerindian woman. How she say all what she have said before on Facebook was an allegation and not truth about the minister. And he said they should jail her. I simply used a minute with him and I said, are you aware what she was going through? She was in protective custody. Then he says, Ramjatan and some other lawyer was trying to get to her, but some minister say, somebody named Prasad is alleged, stated she will not be allowed to see nobody because she's in protective custody. I want to ask if that is true. What were they trying to protect when they couldn't save the 20 that died in the dorm that they keep like a cell prison with iron bars to the windows and the doors and accusing another Amerindian girl for lighting the fire, My friend, there's no justice in Guyana. I call on the United Nations, Canada, America, England, CARICOM to do something right now. And I said one thing. Indian and black people, Portuguese and Chinese cannot try an indigenous race in that country since knowing two of you are claiming back Africa and India. I hope you know what you're doing. You cannot serve two masters, said Jesus. And I think Muhammad said it too. So I'm trying to let you all know, come off of it. The late Walter Rodney was killed by both leaders and both parties because he was a threat to them. Why you have to join the PNC or join the PPP when you want to go alone? Who the hell is this to? Are they God and the devil? We got to be afraid of the devil and God because the devil could tempt us and God will try saying put us in hell if we know right. I don't know the PPP must see God and PNC now turn up with PPP member. And now a third force can't come up there. Huh? If God know how to change religion and change profit and he's the creator, you mean to tell me modern man only want to hold on to two things? Come on. Only to hold on to two things? If God is God, Allah is Allah, Bhagwan is Bhagwan, He knows it all. And every time he sends a messenger, we kill them, we jail them, we ridicule them, we criticize them, we condemn them to death. We chase them out of the country. And today, you all are complaining. Huh? Answer me. Who knows what become of that young Amerindian girl after making such a blatant statement that create the opposition and other patriotic Guyanese came to her rescue? Who know what threat was used to them and the family? You could have a kick down door, robbery and killing, to make it look that way. A drive-by shooting. You could have got poisoning in the food supply or water, like it's alleged when OMI released some chemical or sign on it's alleged, and many Amerindians die. I ain't hear nothing about that yet. But I want those in Guyana who allowed that to pass to go to Canada or America and do that and see how many jail you will get. Check it out. So in Guyana, for the right price, you could kill Jesus. You could kill Muhammad. You might even, if God walked like a man, you might even get rid of him too, because y'all are effing corrupt, covetous, vindictive, and spiteful, and very racial at the same time. And yes, you black people must know this. If you think you're ignorant and you're bad, you are not ready for the Indian race. They are very quiet but silent killers. They own the business. They own the water supply. They will own the country, because you might hear Guyana name changed to Posada, Gangadin, or Aladdin. But before that happened, you all better learn to speak Portuguese or Spanish or Dutch or French. And I call upon Almighty God, Allah or Bhagwan. If that Amerindian girl was speaking the truth, and she was denied justice because of threat by any government official, police, military, or anybody threaten that girl and family, I ask God Almighty to bring a quick end to them and their family. To make an example that people could know He exists. This is not the days of Rome or the days of Pharaoh. We got to wait so long. Another thing, I am tired of hearing Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto you, the last messenger. You mean to tell me man is smarter than Allah? Bhagwan of God, over 700 years now, Muhammad dead and gone, another messenger ain't come yet? Unless it's Joe Biden. Unless it's the Russian leader, Putin, or the Chinese prime minister, or president, or unless it's King Charles. Ladies and gentlemen, the God that I serve send people, but you kill them. You kill them. Waddle was speaking, he died. And according to information, it was not ordinary people killing. We have names. One thing you all must learn, when they pay you to do their job, they just tell their friends, so they can rely on you. So if they tell you kill Karaya, you kill Karaya. Then they call you one day and say kill Marshall, and you say you ain't doing it. They done got somebody ready to kill you, because they know you're going to talk. So whenever these politicians and corrupt businessmen, like Mohanlal up in Canaan, and Latri Bagastong the alley, ask you to do something nasty, to change transport, surveying pin and all of that, if they do, and y'all refuse, know somebody coming behind y'all because y'all don't know the secret. Don't tell them no, say yes, and go somewhere, report it and expose them. Because once y'all do it, hey man, you know I got a problem with my neighbor with some land, you know, what can I do? Hey, you know something, brother? I know a man named Peter, you know. You just got to give a man a 50,000 Guyana dollar, and he will get it done for you. That's how they talk, you ignorant black people. That's how cool they talk. They give your secret out. So for you black mothers, wives, children, speak to your father or your uncle or your brother. Speak to them not to kill for politicians and corrupt coolie businessmen. Not to kill, because coolie people don't hold secret. They don't hold secret. Okay? Even when they're dead, they come back, they can talk. Because let me tell you, in modern India today, I saw on the news, a young boy lent his neighbor money when he was an adult and he was living. And he was in the Indian military and there was a border dispute and he gets shot and he died. 5 years later, he born again in another family. 10 years or 12 years after, the family taking it to war because his kid born and talking about a different country, different place in India. When they take him, he see their house, he see his family. He said, they're all my family. They say he was mad. He named them. He named his name. He even take them to the cemetery, they bury him, which means he came back in another body. Same time the man who he lent the money to was standing. He said, when will you pay me? I'll lend you this money. That was on the news. So people born back. So friends, I urge you all here today. The only solution for a better Guyana is not PNC and APNU, PPPC. Because if you put PNC and APNU, they got some corrupt people who was PPP with them. You hear? Vindictive, corrupt, and covetous. Spiteful. And they will use you, the black police and the judge, to lock up innocent people like what one of them do. But just wait. If you all know who's behind us. You see the Secretary of State went to Guyana, and you see what happened? Both leaders you speak to, anybody hear what's going on? No. They tell you what they want you all to hear. They both was warned. Okay? Because Joe Biden, America gets what America wants. And America been protecting Guyana. Like Belize. If you don't know, British Honduras. So if y'all don't know, like the Falkland, wake to hell up. Unite, my friends, you Indian and black, the decent one, for a national front government. Let's unite, don't make the politician divide us. And for this Amerindian young girl, the man told me he thinks you should go to jail. But he did not know what was told to that family and what take place. So I call upon the United Nations and all foreign government to look into this matter. Give this girl parents and she security. Take them out of the country and get the truth. And if Mr. Danlal is guilty of the crime, I don't think jail is a place for a minister who's supposed to uphold the law and break it. You will decide. Or no politician in the whole, or a police officer. All right? Or military. But every Guyanese deserves money and land to build their house. No more renting, no more squatters. And when we work together, out of the I'll share, everyone shall and will be giving a salary. And all of we will learn to bear arms to protect our country from foreign invaders. And open up Guyana to Ghana and India and the Caribbean and elsewhere to the people who stand at our corner and Mother Africa and India where the population came from. Okay? Because they are good amongst all human and they are criminal amongst all. I will not blame the minister, I won't blame the young girl, but I ask God to step in. Because I know something where your leaders them don't know. Okay? Your real leader is Joe Biden. Long live America. Long live that 52 stars of America for democracy and human rights. And therefore, to Mr. Ali, change your style and give justice. Change your crew around and don't trust your bodyguard and your outriders. That's all I can tell you. Learn from Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi. Learn from Caesar when Brutus poisoned him. That's all my advice. You're trying your best, but you got too many square pegs in wrong hole. Anyhow, I happens to be your host, George Correa. Once again, I'm in pain for my left side due to an accident, but I still take time to speak to all of you. Have a good day. Together, we can be one. Thank you.